Something huge is happening all across the European continent. Munich, Copenhagen, Oslo. Airports in Europe are being shut down by mysterious drones. Many point the finger at Russia, and the clues are stacking up fast. Munich, Germany, October 2nd through 3rd. At 10:18 p.m. local time, German air traffic control restricted flights due to drone sightings in the airspace. 17 departures canceled, 15 arrivals diverted, 3,000 passengers left stranded. The next night, the second closure within 24 hours, 23 flight diversions, 48 departures canceled, and 6,500 impacted. All in all, one incident over 2 days, over 10,000 passengers unable to reach their destinations. A few weeks ago, September 22nd, 2025, in Copenhagen, Denmark, around 8:26 p.m., 2 to 3 large drones were seen over the airport. This forced the airspace closure for 4 hours. Danish police, when asked about the incident, call it the most serious attack yet on European infrastructure. The Prime Minister of Denmark says Russia cannot be ruled out. During the same period, north, in Oslo, Norway, their airports were shut down for 3 hours overnight after drone reports. Late September, again, other Danish airports, Aalborg and Billund, report drone sightings. Aalborg Airport was temporarily shut. Why is this Russia? How do we know that this is Russian hybrid warfare and not some hobbyist or some kid with their dad's drone flying a little bit off track? We see the official labeling. Danish police and defense speak openly of hybrid warfare. The Prime Minister directly said we cannot rule out Russia in connection to the Copenhagen drone incident. As a whole, we have seen Russian airspace violations, not only by suicide drones, but by Russian military aircraft, Russian fighter jets in Poland, Estonia, Romania, and these are all tied to Russian operations. This provides context. This is the broader coverage. This is why Russia is using their hybrid warfare and their drones to stop European economic activity. Germany reports 144 overflight events this year, 35 near Frankfurt. This is scaling up, folks. This is getting bigger. Russia is trying to shut down the economic mechanisms that keep the West moving. The timing, coordination, and scale are not by accident. Oslo and Copenhagen, multiple airports with a large distance in between them in a short time frame in different countries. The drones are described as large, moving in deliberate patterns with their lights on or off from multiple directions. Moscow, of course, has denied involvement, consistent with their covert tradecraft and mass denial of their crime. 3 days ago, on October 1st, French special forces boarded and seized the Russian Shadow Fleet tanker Saint Nazaire, suspected of launching these drones into Copenhagen and Norway. Maybe Europe will do something. Maybe they will not stand idly by, but this is only the first step. Looking back at Munich, the sudden escalation, 2 shutdowns in 24 hours, Germany is now moving to let the police request military support to shoot down these drones. Copenhagen and Oslo at the same time. Simultaneous incidents in Scandinavia, the same night with the same tactics. Denmark has classified this as an infrastructure attack. Oslo's shutdown shows the reach, the organization, and the capability. If Russia wanted to, in one night, with small drone teams for barely any cost, could shut down every European airport, it would merely take the planning. Is Europe reacting? I don't think so. From Poland to the Baltics to Scandinavia to Germany, Europe's air borders are being probed. Europe's defenses are being probed. Russia is testing European resolve, pushing reaction thresholds, and trying to define the rules of engagement for their upcoming war against the West. Why does this work? Why is it so effective? Small drones are stealthy, and they cannot be traced back to where they're being controlled from. Many of these drones go undetected until it's too late and the airport is shut down. This is a hybrid warfare doctrine. They sow disruption without crossing conventional war lines that would lead to triggering of Article 5 and a full-on NATO war against Russia. This is psychological impact and signaling that we can hit anywhere in Europe, and you will do nothing about it. We can shut down your airports, we can fly jets into your airspace, and we can launch suicide drones that every night kill civilians in Ukraine into your country. Russia is trying to foment fear and show their capabilities in Europe. The cost asymmetry is nothing. Cheap drones with no training or little training, and these are huge investments the Europeans have to make when they lose traffic in their airports, the economic detriment, and calling in the military for countermeasures. No one has claimed responsibility, but the patterns, the timing, and the official clues point squarely at Russia's hybrid playbook. Europe is in the crosshairs, and next time it could be your airport. Will Europe sit idly by on their hands as Russia probes their defenses and actively commits acts of infrastructure warfare against Western democracies, or will they stand up, arm Ukraine, and kill the bear where he stands? Thank you for watching.